Always love catching up with my next guest, and so glad to see him get a full camp this time for his UFC fight. Of course, I'm talking about Jason Witt, who's going to be taking on Cole Wiliams at UFC Fight Night on Halloween night. Jason, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going fantastic, man. I'm super excited for the upcoming fight.
Yes, it's going to be a really cool fight. I got to mention, though, you're in the car right now. Am I getting you after practice? Where are you going to right now?
I'm going everywhere. I feel like I'm always just now. I'm a busy guy now, and I really love it, but I'm actually in a parking garage waiting for a buddy of mine. He dropped his car off so his girlfriend could drive him, and we're heading to the fights tonight. FACs tonight. A bunch of our fighters are fighting on the card tonight, so I'm waiting on him, picking him up, and just figured I'd stop, park in the parking garage, and talk to you.
I love it because the cars are great. You get nice, no distractions, no noise. The lighting's always pretty good, so really appreciate that. But let's start with this fight. Right amount of time off between your last fight and this one. I mean, we'll get into the craziness of your debut in a second here, but was this the right amount of time off in between your last fight?
I can't tell you. I don't know. I've never had a 10-week camp. I've never had this amount of time to say, hey, this is your opponent. You have this amount of time to train. This is what you got to do. So I believe so. I believe that I've done a lot of work in the past, however many months it's been since my debut. I've made a lot of leaps and bounds. So time will tell, but I believe October 31st, it'll show a different story.
Let's talk about that debut. It was crazy. I don't think this has ever happened in UFC history. Like, they had to change the bout order because I believe they were waiting for your medicals or something. What exactly happened? I actually want to go back to that just leading up to your debut because it was pretty nuts what happened.
Yeah, it was a crazy, just crazy day. I knew I'd get a short phone call. I knew I was in line for that. I didn't know it'd be 48 hours. I didn't know it'd be. I had to be in Vegas at 6 o'clock. I didn't know I had to be on a plane in an hour, and I live 45 minutes away from the airport. So yeah, it was an hour and a half. But yeah, got a phone call from Joe Wooster. Said, "Hey, drop everything you can. Get on a plane. Plane leaves at 3. It's 12:45. I live 45 minutes away." I'm like, well. Time to get going. Drive to the airport. Had to get blood work done first. So I drove up north, got blood work done. Got to the airport about 2:10. Got on the flight. Got to Vegas. Started cutting weight. Over the next day, made weight. Had to go get blood work done again. Didn't come back, and it was just a whirlwind of pain in the ass, medicals, and all kinds of shit.
And then, my understanding was that like they were still waiting on some like results, I think, or something, because that's why your fight, I think, was moved to the main card. Like, what happened there? Because like that's very rare for that to happen. In most cases, I think the UFC would just scrap the fight. But it was interesting that you were still able to actually compete that night.
Yeah, I don't know. I think everybody kind of left me out of the details for a reason. Mm-hmm. So I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know how it went down. I just know they're like, hey, you got to run. Get this done, and then whatever you can do, then fight start. And they're like, hey, hold off a little bit. I'm like, what do you mean hold off a little bit? Like, it's 1 o'clock, I'm here, what do you want me to do? And then they moved it back and just had to do what I had to do.
So keeping that all in mind, obviously the fight didn't go your way, but it was, you got to do the walk, you got to do the whole, experience and everything like that. So what did you learn the most? Because I know it was kind of just very crazy circumstances, like I mentioned.
Yeah, circumstances. I learned that that's where I belong. I felt comfortable in there. Didn't go my way. I don't think I found my range fast enough, and I think he just caught me with that too, and it put me down, and that didn't go my way. But I learned that I belong in there, and I learned that I can train harder and I can push myself harder in training, and that's what I've done, and that'll show in this upcoming fight.
Cole Wiliams, what do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him in this fight?
I feel like a matchup against him great. I think it was my athleticism. I fought his teammate, Mark Lemminger. Very similar, I believe. I think with my athleticism and my power, I think I'll put him to sleep, or I will. I think I can out wrestle him too. I know he's a collegiate wrestler. I know he has all this behind him, but I honestly believe that my wrestling is better.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I feel like I'll prove that. I really will. That's kind of where we're going with this. Is blend it up a little bit and wrestle, strike, everything, a little bit of everything.
What's the vibe at the gym like right now at Glory MMA? Because it's been a crazy year. I mean, for everyone, but just your team has been on fire. Grant Dawson, his big, couple wins. Zach Cummins, you had Kevin Kroom. How cool was that to see him go out there and get that huge win as well? Things must be just, really, the morale must be very high right now. And of course, Megan getting her title shot as well. It's been pretty cool to see.
Man, I don't think words can explain it. First, I'm picking up Kevin Kroom. That's who I'm picking up.
Oh, cool. Okay, nice. Well, tell him I say hi. Obviously, we talked after his win. So
I will for sure. Oh, man. the morale at the gym is crazy, and you figure like most people, they get all these wins, they get all this recognition, like it would kind of set it down a little bit. No, like the gym morale is up. Everybody's training harder than ever. Everybody's working harder than they ever have before, and I think that a lot of that is because of the fighters we are. Like, we want to do better, we want to get better all the time, but a lot of that's just being led by Kraus too. Like when the whole coronavirus thing happened, everything is quarantined. Kraus is like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to keep working. We're going to do this. And, we're going to get ahead of people because of this. So the morale is fantastic. Like, everybody's in there training their butts off. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to make every year, our year. We're trying to make every year better.
And a couple old hands at the gym too. Julian Marquez, I see, is back doing a bit of training with you guys. You also have Tim Elliott and Gina Mazzani, his girlfriend, there as well. So how's that been, having a couple new faces in the gym?
Yeah, with Julian, I've used him as a training partner for Cole Wiliams a lot because they're similar size. Julian's a little bit bigger, but they have a very similar size, very similar style, kind of boxing, wrestling style. So I've used Julian a lot for this camp. So it's really been good to have him back. He also has a great personality, a great mentality towards the game. So it's kind of just a fun person to have around. Tim and Gina, I didn't know Gina before she moved back to Kansas City. And Tim, I know a little bit, but just have the fun. It's fun to have them in the gym. They're kind of like Tim's little banter, his little comments throughout training and stuff like that is pretty cool. He's good, but he's also, it's great to see him understand what we're doing at Glory compared to other places.
How's the weight cut going ahead of this fight?
I made 170 on 12 hours notice, my man.
Yeah, no, I know. I bet. Yeah, I mean, now with a full camp, it's much easier. So. Yeah,
no, weight cut's not bad at all. I walk around 85. I think I woke up 86 today, maybe. Fluctuates 84, 87. So nothing terrible. I don't really. I eat pretty healthy as it is, so I don't really have to worry about it. But I don't. If I want ice cream, I'll have ice cream. And so weight cut's not terrible at all. There are talks of going to 55, so we're kind of on the border of that. So when that happens, that'll have to be strict. That'll be way harder.
Yeah, I might have to link up with Tyler Minton. I know he's one of the guys that's worked a lot with your team and all that as far as getting down the extra weight, because it's tough. I know Grant works with him too.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I was going to ask you, because it's been a bit since we've done an interview. We were talking about this off air. It was August of 2018. A lot's changed. Do you still have your day job? Like, I believe last time you were doing a bit of personal training and also doing, I don't know if you're still doing the ice, was it the ice freezer thing? I forget what you were doing.
I was working for an ice company.
Yeah.
When we talked, I quit that, became a personal trainer. And so during COVID, during the whole quarantine shutdown thing, I was personal training at a gym. I bought the gym, redesigned the whole place, everything's under my name, everything's different.
Nice.
I own my own gym. I'm also still a personal trainer, so I do have a day job. I still work 40 hours a week doing personal training. So personal training, plus I own the business on top of training full-time also.
Good for you, man.
I'm actually more busy than I ever was before.
Yeah.
In a good way.
You're becoming a real adult now. It's nuts. I mean, that congratulations. I had no idea you bought the gym. So that must be cool, because you also have this on top of fighting, right? So it's kind of nice. You don't have to stress out about money too much.
No, it's a stressful job owning your own business, but at the same time, I love doing it. It's something I love to do, and it's something I'll do for the rest of my life. So when fighting's done, when I'll still train in jiu-jitsu for the rest of my life, but when that's done, personal training is something I love doing. I love helping people through fitness and stuff like that. So this is kind of like my retirement fund in a sense.
Yeah. No, smart. Good thinking there. Who's going to be in your corner for this fight? I'm sure James Krause. Who else will be in the cage with you?
Got James Krause. Joe Woosh is coming in just
nice.
to show a little moral support. And Trey Ogden.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, how's Trey doing, by the way? I know regional MMA, there's not much going on right now. Is he going to be fighting again soon? Because he's another guy. I think he's sort of the last guy to your team that should be getting that shot soon.
Yeah, Trey. So Trey opened his own Glory.
He
cool. opened a Glory in Lee Summit called Glory Overland Park. He's doing fantastic there. Lots of members there. Overland Park's a flourishing city, so it's really good for him. So that's what he's been doing a lot. I think he just fought a couple months ago on FAC. Got a good win there against Cody Carrillo. So he's just I know he's training still full-time, does training full-time, and then just does the gym business too, so. He's well.
How's this fight playing out on October 31st? You feel like you're going to get your hand raised, but how do you envision the fight playing out? I
know I'll get my hand raised. I also see me making a $50,000 bonus. I I see me dominating this man. And I know that's cliche. Every fighter says that, but I really do. I really think I can put him against the cage. I can hold him against the cage, and I can just beat him up on the inside, take him down, and hold him down. I think I'll hold him down. I think that'll surprise a lot of people. But I'm going to hold him there and beat him up and just cook him up.
Jason, so great catching up with you, man. It's been too long. Glad to see you get a full camp for the second UFC fight. We're looking forward to it. It's Halloween night, October 31st, UFC Fight Night. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, the floor is yours.
Man, you can find me anywhere. Jason Witt on Facebook, The Vanilla Gorilla on MMA, on Instagram. Man, I got to thank all the people at Glory. Like we talked about, we're all grinding. The morale of that gym is just up. I mean, 4 years ago, we had 4 people in the UFC. Now we have 13.
Yeah.
Obviously the work we're putting in is different than everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? So to be a part of that camp is it's fantastic. And I can't thank all the people there enough.